Hello and welcome to the next episode of Fat Diaries. Today I'm your host Sarah and I'm going to do episode 4 on the gastric bypass talk. This should be hopefully the final one, so after I'm finished, if there's anything you think I've left out, please message me some questions either on our Twitter or our Facebook or via YouTube. Okay, here we go. A few things that need to be mentioned is after you've had the operation, obviously you're going to be losing weight quite rapidly. I was told for the first few months it'd be a stone a month. I have, to this day, so as far as I know, I haven't got weighed in a week, but I have lost £106 in total in 4 months. So, go me. But that's pretty average weight loss for someone that's received the gastric bypass procedure. Something that is a bit of a side effect that keeps on people forget to mention is that your body and your mind aren't on the same path. Your mind's normally behind your body. Easiest way to explain this is up until a couple of weeks ago I was still wearing size 28 UK clothing and thinking that's the size I was. It wasn't until Mooney put me aside and put me in size 18 to 20 clothes that I realised I'm a lot smaller than I was. So if you're going for the procedure, do keep in mind that you need to constantly be checking on what clothes you're wearing, checking what size you are, not for personal use as in the sense of like checking your goals, but in the sense of making sure your mind is keeping up with your body. Most people normally around the 7-month mark, sometimes earlier, normally hit a plateau. Don't be alarmed if this happens, it's natural. I think this is the best time as any to mention. My mum had the gastric bypass. She had 2 procedures in total. She had the gastric sleeve because of where she had a lot of sticky fat in around her organs. They couldn't remove the intestine. They couldn't do the full procedure. So because of this, she had to, at a later date, once she'd lost some weight, go for the full bypass. She lost 7 stone after the sleeve and a further 3 stone after the bypass. When she went for the bypass, the second operation, she did have some complications. One of the staples did come loose and she did suffer with internal bleeding and had to go for a blood transfusion. Very stressful time. From an outsider's point of view, it makes you think whether the gastric is worth it. But I saw that my mum went from someone that was immobile, someone that didn't go out. I'm sorry mum if you'd rather me not talk about this, but she was stuck in a rut and she was stuck at home. But now we've gone shopping, we've gone out. She went to London with me. She's becoming better in herself for losing this weight. She's becoming mobile again, which is something I know all my family have always wanted for her. So well done mum. But she hit her plateau once she reached the 10 stone mark, but hasn't seemed to got past that. This is why she's looking at getting a band as well. Well, personally, I wouldn't recommend going for more than 1 procedure unless obviously you have the whole sticky fat problem. But there's nothing wrong with staying with just a sleeve. Personally, if that my mum did get more complications after she had the bypass. Her body rejects most food actually. She can't tolerate any dairy. She cannot tolerate much protein either, and she has to stay away from most grains, which is a bit suckage. But even after seeing that, I still wanted to go for the procedure. So this is why I say research, because there are a lot of complications and you could end up, well, being honest, fucking your life up you need to be willing to take that risk. You need to weigh up the options and weigh up whether you want to go for this. Remember, it's not the lazy way out, it just gives you a kickstart. You still need to do a lot of work yourself, you still need to exercise, you still need to make sure you're eating the right food, because yes, your stomach might be a certain size, but if you're okay with being sick, like I know some people are, you will just eat whatever, and end up just being sick, and you're just eating the same crap. So you do need to make those lifestyle changes. Like, I just had dinner, I had a jacket potato, which is probably the heaviest, carbiest thing I can eat. But it's a lot better than having bacon, fried egg, fried bread, pizza, to name a few. As with most weight loss things, everything's good in moderation. So if you are young, like me, and you still want to like have the occasional sweet, having something small and every now and again is not going to harm you, but you've got to be willing to pay the consequences of it afterwards, because a lot of people that have the gastric do tend to reject sugar, which I found out yesterday, because as I said on the previous episode, I suffered with a lot of stomach trouble. Well, my current boyfriend had bought me the new Cadbury's little bunnies, and I had one, and my stomach rejected it completely. It's the first time I have had chocolate since the operation. It hasn't really rejected it, but it's the first time I've had caramel since the operation, and my body did not like it. So that means I'm not going to be having caramel from now on. And that's the sort of frame of mind you should have, is if you realise something is going to make you ill, just don't touch it. Just don't touch it, because it's not worth it at the end of the day. It's not worth it. If I am sick, like really sick, like violently ill, because I've had too many heavy carby foods for a long period of time, because sometimes there's certain foods that I can have quite a lot of, but if I have too much of it, I'm going to end up rather ill. So if that happens, what I have been told is a good idea to do is to start from scratch. You know, like when you're post-op and you're going from liquid to mush to solids, is doing that again, but obviously fast tracking it, doing it over like 3 days, just to give your body like a reset. That's why I'm always got in the house either some form of meal replacement shakes or some form of milkshakes, just so that way, and cup of soups. Sorry about the itchy nose. Dog hair. Because you need to put a reset on your body and to train it to go back to normal. If you don't keep this up and you keep on with the heavy foods, you're just eventually going to stretch your stomach, you're eventually going to end up being very ill, and you're not going to be receiving enough nutrition to keep you going, because your stomach is such a small size. That's why you're on multivitamins for the rest of your life, because of there's a high chance you're not receiving the right amount of vitamins and minerals that you need to survive. So to stop any side effects, you take your multivitamins and do a reset. It's the biggest help that I was given, and it works. It does work. I've just come off of my reset because I was on meal replacement shakes for the last about 4 days, and a cup of soups, and now I'm feeling a lot better. Wasn't the best option to have that chocolate last night, and I feel really crap about it, but I know what side effect it had on me, so now I'm going to avoid it. Other things I should be mentioning, there's a lot of groups online. Most of our fans are also on Facebook, and if you are on Facebook, please join our page, press like, and you'll get constant updates. I will be posting a link on there, which is, there's a gastric bypass Facebook group. Great help. I've made quite a lot of friends on there. and it's always good to talk to other people that are going through the same things as you are, so you can talk and exchange stories and exchange what each other's surgeons and consultants have, like, advice that they've been given. There's a few things I've been given. There's an actual website I've been given, which is for people that have had bariatric surgery. It gives you proper meals like chocolate cheesecake for like desserts, to beef stroganoff, or just to name some off the top of my head. And it's showing you how to replace ingredients and how to control your portion size, and to make it suitable for somebody that's had bariatric surgery. Very good website. If I can find the link again, I will post it below. Quite a few links by the looks of it, but going below today. There's also sorry, I do apologise. I keep on getting fluff in my face. Another helpful hint is your plate. It's such a basic thing, but swapping bowls for cups or tiny little, like dip bowls, swapping that as your bowl and swapping your plate to a saucer makes a big difference, because it doesn't make your meal look insignificant, and it doesn't make it makes you feel like you're eating more, which you need to keep in mind because of the size of your stomach that your stomach is. You need to be controlling your portions, because if you overeat, then you're ill. You are really ill, and you'll run down for days. And if you're working or you're a busy person, it's the last thing you need. So remember, portion control is very important. There's probably quite a lot more that I should be mentioning, but I can't think of at the moment. So if there's anything else you'd like me to bring up regarding the bariatric surgery in any form, please message me. You can leave a message on our wall on our Facebook group, and you can send us a Twitter. We will be putting the links below. We also now have a blog spot, so please keep an eye out. That should be getting updated regularly. A little bit of advertising here now. Mooney also has another channel called Uncultured Bride, which is her own personal channel, so please subscribe to that if you'd like to know more about Mooney. I might be starting up my own one soon as well, so if you'd like to know us separately and know more about our personal lives, please subscribe to them. But this has been Fat Diaries, and we will speak to you soon. Bye.